absolutely nothing. Like it was just that his favorite number was 5 and his wife's favorite number was 7. And he saw a sign that said 21 different types of shoes on a train. And he thought, that's a great idea. I can add numbers to make it sound like it's more credible or more legitimate or a higher series or a higher number. So, my question to you about the UFC, Randy, is if you have UFC fights, you have them numbered. Is it better to have more numbers like UFC 1760? Or is it like Fight Night number 1 or Ultimate Fighter number 3? Like, is it better to have low in the combat sport world or is it better to have high?
I would say high.
Really?
And I always kind of question that, in that why didn't they do that? Because there's more than 326 events, right? Because you have the
Right.
Ultimate Fighter and you have everything. I got to learn to, keep the light on.
Well,
So, yeah,
and
I
you're
would have
talking
rathered
about
that because to separate fight nights, Ultimate Fighters, pay-per-views, regular events. Yeah, I think that because again, and I always bring up UFC 37 and a half. That one just disappears. That's like an event that didn't even happen.
right, because odd, event.
Featuring Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that soundbite or the clip of the comedian? I don't know his name. He's like a redhead, white guy, and he does a show with the Bobby something, Bobby Orr, Bobby, like the Korean kid, and
No.
they have a podcast. But they're pretty. I guess they're pretty well known. Um, I don't know his name, but like I guess he was on stage and they were playing the Dr. Phil bit, the Adam Ray from Kill Tony, and he goes, "Oh, what would you do if against a guy like Chuck Liddell?" And he goes, "I would kick the out of him. He's nothing." He's like, "I've been training. You think I'm scared of Chuck Liddell?" And Chuck walks out on stage, and like he didn't know Chuck was a part of the bit, and he was just like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Chuck, I'm so sorry. It was just a bit, dude. I was just playing. I didn't mean nothing by it." And then Adam, the character who played Dr. Phil, he goes, "Hey, what's up, man?" He goes, "Well, I thought it'd be funny." He goes, "It's not funny." He goes, "That's not funny." He goes, "Now I have to deal with that backstage." You got to watch it, bro. It's hilarious. But if it wasn't set up, if it wasn't like a bit that they created, if it was authentic, the fact that you talk trash about Chuck Liddell and he walks out on stage, it's pretty legendary.
And you believe that, right?
I don't know. I
Of
don't
course
know.
it was set up.
His reaction was kind of because he called him Adam in the
Oh,
bit. He
well,
didn't
no,
call him Doctor
hold on.
Phil.
Maybe the guy who said that didn't know Chuck was there.
Correct.
Obviously, it was set up that Chuck
Right.
was there.
Adam Ray and Chuck set it up.
Right.
But the yeah. So in the bit he goes, "What the f, Adam?" Like so he was like, dude, he broke character. He didn't call him Dr. Phil. He didn't stay in the character of they're playing. He
Yeah.
called
Well,
him by
no,
his
no.
legal name.
You know what we can relate that to? We can relate that to an incident that happened at Torta Pizza with Ben Saunders.
Oh yeah,
Everybody was in on a prank except for the guy who got pranked.
true.
And people react differently. So yeah, of course he didn't know, or it wouldn't have been. I mean, he could have been in on it, and he would have acted and all this stuff. But it's so much more genuine. Like the thing that we did to you, we could have told you that,
Right.
and you could have played along, but it wouldn't have been as authentic as it turned out to be.
But isn't that
Legendary. That situation, that moment in your life was legendary. You're not legendary. That one segment was legendary.
what was legendary is that Henry Hines was a legend before his time because glass, as opposed to plastic, the vinegar doesn't break down in glass and
Sure.
it doesn't, could make it more toxic. So the fact that he was an innovator so long ago and
Was
like
he?
the quality.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. I
How
think
long
so.
has Coca-Cola or soda been in glass bottles?
I mean, back then, yeah. I mean, but glass was more common back then. I mean, now with this world of microplastics and production and cost and manufacturing, So now everything has gone to, plastic, or most things have gone to plastic. But yeah, no, I think it was more common back then, but he put it in clear glass as opposed to a tinted glass because apparently if the tomatoes go bad, like that's where you could hide the color, the discoloration of the tomato sauce if it started to turn, if it wasn't sold in a timely manner. But he put it in clear so it was transparent.
All right, let's go hit a quick break. We'll try to catch up. We'll get back on schedule. When we come back, we're going to talk about OsteoStrong, who is helping to produce and sponsor today's cluster, as well as next week's cluster. And they're going to be involved with this for quite some time, hopefully. And it's now in your circle. It's the things that you do, and we're going to try to start hooking up some of our guests.
No, 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 no. It's full circle because you introduced John to me. And then John became part of my ride to New York City and my media photographer, and then the pizza diet. And then he started migrating into fitness and health. So you guys had the connection because you were both in the fight game. He was a fight photographer. You were like the official judge. And coming back full circle, big dog.
I said in the circle. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Osteo Strong. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chad Johnson, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Fia with Remax Realty Unlimited, 813-494-4873. For 29 years, I've had the honor of helping families across Tampa Bay find their perfect homes. As a national ranked award-winning agent, I pride myself on having the best customer service and deep local knowledge. Whether you're buying and selling in Tampa Bay, I'll guide you every step of the way. Jennifer Fio, 813-494-4873. Let's make your next move your best move.
Don't wait. Maximize your tax refund and minimize your stress level. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. With over 15 years experience in corporate and individual tax returns, tax advisor analytics, small business accounting, in-house payroll services, IRS representation, as well as public notary and full bilingual services. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's true. Very, very true. Conveniently located across from the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways, thanks to Rhino Cards as well. That's Rhino Cards, conveniently located in St. Petersburg, on 4th Street and 11th Avenue North.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you are bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
This is Chuck the Iceman Liddell, and you're listening to Knockout Radio.
And we are back. This is Knockout Radio, coming to you live from my home office, my home studio. Randy is on site at the Meta Apex at the UFC ahead of this weekend's fights. Randy, if you could unmute your mic, join the conversation. If you can hear me, Randy, unmute your mic. Oh boy, these technical difficulties. Got no audio, my man. I can see you. Oh boy. I mean, with Meta Apex sponsoring the UFC, you would think that there would be a little bit better communication department, a little bit easier way to connect to make sure that the OG has a way of getting the voice out. Oh, that's all right. So I'm just going to talk amongst myself for a minute. Let Randy join the conversation. It was good to catch up with Henry Cejudo. You know, like I've talked over the years about how being on part of the Knockout Radio and coming out of the Fighter Hotel. You know, a lot of people think that the fight itself is the holy grail, and people think that being at the actual event is the most fun for media, and it's actually not. Like the Super Bowl, for example, everybody's so hyper focused. The fights, everybody's so hyper focused on game day when it's time to perform and all the chips are on the table. They don't have time for interview. They don't want to do anything clowning around. They don't want to talk into a phone and pretend like they're calling somebody and catching up with someone from the past. They're literally there to do one job. So the fun is before or after, especially after. So in Atlanta, when Henry missed his bus to the airport, I was the Uber, and since he didn't have a phone number to call Uber, I was standing there and I took him to the airport. And one of the coolest experiences that I got to drive a champion, the Triple C, a gold medal winner in Olympics, and a double champion UFC fighter to the airport to make sure he didn't miss his flight. So it's those kind of memories that makes this career and this media journey so fun, because you get experiences that people don't see. Like it's what the fans don't see. It's what the media doesn't cover. But those are meaningful to me, and I'm gonna look forward to catch up with Henry this weekend. And but now it's like driverless cars, Waymos, and different ways to get around, so it doesn't require. And we're live with Randy Harris. The OG is back in the room. There he is. I can hear the microphone working. Beautiful.
Am I back?
You're back. Yeah, how was the abyss? How was it? Stay away from the light, Randy. You and Mike Straka.
This is crazy.
But you know, it highlights an important part.
Say what?
It highlights an important part that the UFC is 33 years old now. You know, like the people who pioneered the sport, the people who covered the sport, the media that were.
What are you shaking your head about?
Well, I don't know what he's done, but everything is now in a delay. Everything is fine, just like last week for the first couple of breaks. Coming back from the third break, boom, same thing. I can't even hear myself coming back. Never mind, I got that. Anyway, what I was saying was, ever since coming back from the break, everything Matt says is repeating, same as last week, just like now.
So now it is.
Yep.
So what about
just like
now?
Last week?
How about now?
Not now.
No, because Randy's got two computers sitting next to each other. He's creating feedback with his devices.
Okay, well, it's good now.
Yes, I am doing that.
There he is. Welcome back.
I think I'm back.
It sounds clear now.
I don't know.
Whatever you did.
It's clear now. Clear now.
Yeah, it's very good.
Well, but then we have a guest coming in a minute, so hopefully that'll work.
Well, yeah. So what do you want to talk about till we kill time? Like, I mean, I guess we should highlight the point that the UFC is older, 33 years old or about that. And the people who covered it are much older, traditionally than the people who pioneered it and started it. And, you guys are now dealing with health things, like Mike Straka's in the hospital. You had a health thing this year with your heart and the stent. And, so, it just highlights the point of how important a relationship with a company like OsteoStrong is, because it's built on longevity. Like, in fact, at some point when your bone density decreases to a certain point, your doctor will prescribe for you to go to OsteoStrong to work on on a preventative to restore bone density. But my stance is let's start doing it now as a proactive. Let's do it ahead of time. Let's get to the point where we age better and more gracefully. So not only for recovery, but also prevention. So that's why the relationship with OsteoStrong Las Vegas is so important to me. And I'm so glad that this full circle came back with you and John and all of us together, because there's a lot of fans in the MMA community, boxing community, who need this type of therapy for just a better quality of life.
I agree.
And you're going to be the biggest, spokesperson for John when you get the results, when it benefits you personally, when you can be that voice of the establishment, of coming from media, coming from a life on the road of travel and ultra processed foods and eating buffets and your self-admitted abuse of food and or dare I say addiction to food.
Well, I've tried to cut it back.
Right. Yeah, but like seeing people change at your age, they say can't teach a old dog new tricks. You're going to be that testimony for a lot of people in the world. They're going to see your transformation and they're like, "Whoa, if he can do it at his stage, then it's possible for me." And you're going to inspire people you will never even meet. They might not even come and tell you. They might even have the opportunity to meet you and thank you. But the impact that you have the ability to make is going to be massive. And in the right hands with John and Align Matt and Brain Tap and all the resources that we're aligning here, man, you're really going to be that face of a new generation.
All we can do is hope.
Yeah. So, but we gotta make sure. Go ahead.
I need an IT guy. Stat.
Yeah, that's more critical than the heart. Like, we gotta because we have all the best content in the world, but if nobody can get it or it's not received, then it falls on deaf ears.
Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. Hopefully the other side, I can try to put up with everything that's going on, but hopefully the guest that's going to be sitting across from me in a minute will be able to power through it. So I feel bad for Michael Johnson because he's going to be, I don't want to use words that are going to get me in trouble. First. We're just going to go with the word first.
Okay.
And if there's feedback and he gets mad and he punches the wall, I'd rather him punch me than the wall.
Well, let me ask you the question I'm going to ask him, so that way if I don't get a chance to, then at least the question gets out to the world. So, all right, Randy. So I've got this phone. It's from Heinz, right? And we know that you didn't just get here by yourself, right? No fighter gets to a place. It takes a village. You have coaches and mentors and teammates, and so. But as you grow and you get to this point in your career, you can't keep touch with everybody. So you get one phone call after you win on Saturday night to call one person to catch up, that just say thanks for the mentorship, the relationship, the inspiration. Who's that one person Randy Harris is going to call to thank him for the career that you live now, the life you have now, that you haven't talked to in a while?
I was hoping you were going to go another 30 seconds because then I'd have an answer for you.
Okay. Still
set it up. Set it up for another 30 seconds.
Okay. Like do the whole thing again.
Be a professional for the next 20 seconds.
All right. So we're here with Randy Harris, the OG of the UFC. And we know it. You didn't just get here on your own. You learned from mentors and broadcast media, giants that came before you and legendary voices on and off air. So after your induction into the UFC Hall of Fame,
who
you calling to catch up with? Someone you haven't talked to in a while that you've been just so busy and haven't had a chance to stay in touch with.
I'm going to reach out to Ed right now so we can hit the top of the hour break. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.
What's the number of the hotline? You're muted.
Can you hear me?
No, you're muted.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It sounds the same as the other one. Oh, wait. Now I'm getting the feedback in my ear. I can only hear myself talk.
Can you hear me?
I think it's coming from the other speaker.
Can you hear me?
It's coming from the other speaker.
Can you hear me?
No. All right. Here. What happened?
Can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I can, but it's muted on the microphone you're on. It's coming within the other microphone.
Well, would that be all right then?
Mm.
You got 2 minutes to figure this out.
But it sounds like you're in a tin can. It's
How
not
about now?
clear.
The mic's on.
It's not. It's still coming through the other speaker.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect on this one. It's the other one that's fucking everything up.
I don't know what to do.
I mean, I know it's not traditional, but maybe you guys sit next to each other on one screen, and I'll just interview him. And we just do it together.
Say that what?
So maybe you just stay on the other device because this one's not working right. So maybe you guys both share that other. That you guys do it together, or I just interview them individually, just me and them.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
But see, this one has feedback. He's not going to be able to use it. I can hear myself.
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Congress has a constitutional.
We got to figure this out.
So can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the other one. So to talk. No audio on that. No audio on this one.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
You can hear me.
I can hear you on this.
Check 1, 2.
Yep, I can hear you clear. It's fine.
All right. Say it again.
I can hear you fine.
All right. So he's going to have to use really, he doesn't even need the headset then. He can just do this.
Okay, that's
Right?
fine. It's perfect. Yep. It's
1,
good.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So you
fine.
mute this for now.
Okay.
Unmuted.
There's crazy feedback right now. It's like a woo 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 like sound.
How is it now? 1, 2, 3. No, it's awful.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's bad.
1, 2, 3.
No.
How about now? I don't know what to do. Can you hear me?
All right, so I'm gonna put Randy on pause for a second. So Ed, let's have a conversation. You there? Ed?
Talk to yourself.
Why can't I talk to you? Like Randy can't figure out the connection. Why can't we have a conversation? You're a media professional. I'm a media professional. Let's have a talk. Where are you going?
Ed's left the building.
You can't leave the building. You're the only person to talk to. Otherwise, I'm Jim Rome, and I'm going to talk by myself. All right, look, Ed doesn't want to play the game, so Randy, it's just you and I now. All right, it's just me then. Oh boy,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
So this, just run music, Ed, for a couple of minutes. All right. You can hear me okay.
I can hear you okay.
Okay. So then this one's fine right now.
I told you, yeah, that fine.
Well,
that
you
was
didn't
fine.
tell me because when I walked
I
away,
did.
it had all that
The
feedback.
other one, the
No,
other
this
one
is
is
the
the one
one.
causing it. No,
This
the
is-
other way. If you
Jesus
you
Christ,
unmute,
this is the
if
one,
you
Matt.
unmute the other one, it goes crazy. Go do it. Unmute it. Right now, you're coming through perfectly clear.
Can you hear me?
No,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
This one's fine. This is good.
All right. That's what I'm saying. That other one is the one that went berserk.
Okay. So right now
Right.
we're good,
Right. I just hear everything back in myself.
and I can hear feedback on you as well. All right, Ed's ready to roll again.
Well, I'm not.
All right. You're gonna give Ed a heart attack. He's gonna.
I'm looking at having a heart
all, all three of you guys are gonna end up in the ICU today. This is ridiculous. No, forget the UFC. It's the ICU.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm going back live to the show.
Can you hear me?
All right, we are back live. This is Knockout Radio.
This
Coming
is
to you
not
live from the IFC,
IFC to the IFC.
the ICU, the UFC, the KFC that put us all there. This is one stressful day.
This is brutal.
This is why you need biohacking, because you got to control your nervous system and you have to control external stressors like this so it doesn't control cortisol, so it doesn't spike cortisol. So it's a good lesson for you, Randy and Ed. Like, we're going to save lives today. Knockout Radio.
Probably not.
Oh, we're saving lives.
Stratka's in the hospital.
I know.
Hey, did he say what was going on? Because I couldn't hear him.
We'll address that later, Ed. Well, we got a production meeting and talked about after this. But like Randy, so you're in a hospital bed, you're dealing with your heart thing. You get one roommate to share the room with. Who is it and why?
My wife.
Oh, okay, because she's a nurse.
No, well, hold on. I don't want to share a hospital room with my wife. So if you're saying you get one phone call, but no, I don't want to share that. I don't want her. She's going through enough medical stuff.
Getting the echo again.
I'll put the other one on mute. Hold on.
What'd you say, Ed?
We're getting the echo again. Well, don't stop talking.
Well, I'm just waiting for Randy to take the lead here.
I'm dealing with the UFC right now.
Oh boy. All right, Randy. So you get one bed, right, to share. Who's next to you? Who are you going to share the hospital bed with, and why? Like, not a loved one, obviously, because you don't want them to be sick as well. But
Right. So then, obviously, I would want it to be somebody I want to die.
Oh, that's a dark twist. Didn't expect that from the rant. I was thinking like who you would want to watch the same program on TV with, who you would want to share, the same temperate zone with, like the air conditioner or the heat, like someone that was like-minded, that was a military veteran. I didn't think it was somebody you would hate that you wanted them to die first.
Yeah. If you're in the hospital.
That's a cold answer. I mean, let's say you both survive. Just someone you want to share time with in that intimate setting where you both are in hospital for whatever reason. You're basically being cared for. You can't care for yourself. Who would you want to share that intimate experience with, of anyone living or passed away? Dead air is not good.
Well, I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to fix equipment, and I'm trying to deal with the UFC and the KFC, and I'm trying to order BKFC. And
this show's flatlining faster than your heart condition.
I hope so. I want a lot of things to flatline before I do.
Yeah, well, we're on our way. But yeah, who are you going to share that room with?
Well, again, if it's a hospital room, it wouldn't be somebody that, if I'm dealing with a heart issue in a hospital room, then no, I don't want someone I love in that room with me.
Fair enough.
So you answer it?
Who would I want to share it with? Well, I would share it with Rocky Balboa because he's not real. And I would have the room to myself because he's a character. He's like a cartoon.
Well, yeah, okay. So, then if we both die, it's not a big deal because he's not real.
Right. You have full control of the TV. Because the worst thing is like who decides on what
TV.
Like that's the biggest deal in the hospitals. Who gets to control what program? I mean, I've started like fights break out in hospitals. Maybe your wife can validate this. That based on political shows, if it's Fox or it's ABC or NBC or whatever, CNN, that two people who disagree on politics watching TV start like fights in hospitals.
Well, that's a UFC thing.
Yeah, is it? I mean, especially now with the world being so crazy. We haven't even talked about the war. Like there are a couple Iranian UFC fighters, right?
Oh, sure.
I mean, no, there has to be. I mean, I feel like there. Let me see. I mean, there are in the UFC, but that's got to be tough for them right now. I mean, they're right. I mean, do you think it matters to them? Like what's going on in their country?
Absolutely, it matters.
It affects the fight performance, possibly their focus, their camp. Let me see. How many UFC fighters are from Iran?
Well, why does it have to be Iran? How about American fighters?
Well, yeah. Oh man. Currently, Benil Darush, light heavyweight. Amir Albazi, flyweight. No, he's actually Iranian wrestling style. I didn't know there was an Iranian wrestling style.
I didn't know you didn't know how to read.
What do you mean? Well, the prince was born in Baghdad, but he has deep roots and massive following across the Middle East, often associated with Iranian wrestling. I didn't know Iranian wrestling was a thing.
I didn't know equipment blowing up right in front of your eyes is a thing either.
Which equipment? Your equipment?
Everything up here, equipment.
Well, I mean, we saw like embassies and things blow up over the week. I mean, we saw some crazy footage coming out of like the Middle East right now.
We definitely did that. All right, Michael Johnson due here momentarily. So let's get a break out of the way. And when we come back, I'm going to step back and punt. This is Knockout Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Adrian Peterson from the Chicago Bears, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas,
Right, so I sound
Salt Lake
okay?
City, Kansas City, and many other locations.
Matt.
Staff Zone.
What?
I sound okay?
You sound okay for now.
All right.
The other,
Well, like
the
I
other,
said,
the other one's muted right now.
try to jump in because I hear everything back in my ear and it's driving me crazy. So I'm going to try to keep questions short.
Okay.
And then
Who
if
do we
I
got
have to
first?
back up,
Who do we have first?
well, it should be Michael Johnson, but they just asked, can we send more up?
Okay.
So if it goes bad, you're just going to have to run the whole thing.
Okay.
It's been brutal.
Yeah, it's been a rough start.
And I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. If I unplug the mic, it still works. This room is possessed.
Mm.
Don't leave the station. Song is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8-man strong.
Hi, this is Wes Welker, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
All right, we are back coming to you live from the Meta Apex UFC big event. Equipment, not big event.
Number 326.
326.
The Meta Apex Center. And all that technology and still can't connect. But we were simpler as a human race when the phones were anchored to the wall. We were free as humans. Right now we're free, we're mobile, but we're always attached with alerts, with notifications, with email, text, apps. So yeah, sometimes the old style where simplicity is a little bit better, huh?
I'd really like to be anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere but where you are.
Where I am right now.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, this has never happened before. I can unplug the microphone and headset, and the microphone and headset work. It's absolutely crazy how this is happening.
Go. Let's go.
So studio.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're having all sorts of equipment stuff, so this should be fun. All right, Michael Johnson sitting down. Here goes nothing. We've been fighting with equipment for an hour and a half. Michael, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good. I think I'm muted. Well, it says my mic's muted.
It actually sounds,
that's why we're using the headset.
Okay, cool.
We're trying to do all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
What's the biggest change of a fight week for you?
It's less stressful. Once I got into the sport, everything was stressed. I got to make the weight. I got to be perfect. Everything has to be this. Everything has to be that. Now it's just another week for me. I've done it so long. Everything's right on track. So it's just an easy fight week now.
Do you try to change things up just to not necessarily make it more interesting, but just try to get through the day? Or is it just everything is the same? You sign the posters at 2, you take a nap at 4, and then it's Christmas on Saturday.
Yeah. No, I keep everything the same. If it's not broken, no need to fix it. So everything goes in the smooth way. I'm here with my team. My family comes in, and it's just like a vacation for them, work for us.
Former UFC fighter, first round NFL draft pick, Marcus Jones, told me that he hated football. He was just good at it. So do you love fighting? Are you just good at it?
I love fighting. Of course. I always love fighting. I don't know if you guys know my backstory, how I got into the sport, but I was a little knucklehead. I was always fighting in the streets, and I knew it wasn't leading towards anywhere good. I was either going to hurt somebody real bad, I was going to get put in jail, or, it was just going to work out for me. So I had a little bit of time after football, and I got involved in MMA, and it works out.
So your fight, I didn't know if you were going that. Is your fight background help in your real estate? You will buy this property
Yeah,
or
I know, right? A little bit it does, and it helps in the aspect of being like just going through all the grunt work. I just started out in the real estate game, so it's a little tough for me. You got to answer calls and call people and cold call, and just try to build yourself. So it's almost starting from the ground up. So I'm no stranger to hard work.
What's the hardest thing? Because we're going through selling a house. So from a realtor standpoint, What's the hardest thing? What's the hardest part of that job?
Making connections, making or letting people see the transition between a fighter and an actual real estate agent. Everybody looks at me like I'm a fighter, so they wouldn't take my knowledge on real estate. So the hard thing is getting people to open their eyes to me in the real estate game. So
what have you learned? What has helped you from the fight game in the real estate world?
I took a break from real estate, actually. That's what helped me. I figured that I couldn't do both simultaneously. I'm in the gym 2-3 times a day, training. Everything has to be fully focused on that. So I can't go to the gym, practice, and then go sit in the real estate office for 5-6 hours and then go back to train, hoping I get a real estate deal when I'm letting my training and my recovery time kind of slack away from fighting that I need. So I still dabble in real estate a little bit. It's still there. I want to help friends and family. They're looking for houses or looking to sell a house, but 120%, it's fully fighting right now.
Final question from me for this period. I'll throw it to you, Matt, after this one. So when somebody comes to you, and we'll talk fighting, we'll talk some other stuff, and they want to negotiate that 3%, since you just said the percent. Yeah. What do you say? Like, run out of the blocks, it's 3%? We're not negotiating?
Absolutely, it's 3%. Like, you pay for a professional. This is what we do. Like, if you want to go take 1% somewhere else, then go ahead. You want to get the same services.
Go ahead, Matt.
All right, Michael, how you doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, bro. So you talk about cold calling. So I've got this old ketchup bottle phone, talk about connections and like reaching out. So my wife is Brazilian. I come from the pizza industry, and in Brazil, it's traditional for them to put ketchup on their pizza. So the question is, would you put ketchup on your Emo's pizza in St. Louis?
No, I didn't disrespect my Emo's pizza with ketchup. That's insane. I train with a lot of Brazilians. I got some friends. I've never seen that. Ketchup on pizza.
Ketchup, man. That's what.
Is it kind of already on pizza?
Yeah,
marinara
right.
Sauce, right?
Well, and tomato sauce or whatever.
So, all right. So a professional question for you, because that's what I am. So you said that you were.
It took me a second for that to register.
You said you were a knucklehead, and you find your way, and we know that it takes a village, right? Like people who make it to the top, they didn't get there by themselves. So, is there somebody in your past that you like was a mentor, someone that inspired you that you just kind of lost touch with over the time, and you would like to catch up with them? Who would you like to call on Saturday after you get your hand raised in the octagon? Who's that one person that you haven't talked to in a while you want to catch up with?
I'm not sure. It hasn't really been that many people in my life like that. It's been kind of tough for me to find mentors coming from my way. So I just have kept my eyes on people that are successful that I see that I can kind of mimic or learn from. But my mother is huge for me. Like, she's always one that I dedicate myself to, try to live my life. Like, she's always been in this position where there's no quit in her. She's always looking to get things better and doesn't really dwell on all the bad things. So that's a huge mentor for me in my life.
Mike, let me ask you this. You look at this card, a lot of top-notch fighters, a lot of great fights, but everybody is talking about your fight. This is the fight everybody's anticipating. 2 great fighters, fight of the night, performance of the night, bonus of the night. Do you think about all that stuff, or do you got to try to block that out? Do you want to not get overexcited?
Yeah. Not at all. I don't think about it. Especially at this point, this is just another day for me. It's another fight. I love the fact that I get to fight Drew Dober on Saturday. It's an exciting fight. The fans are going to be the real winners. UFC is going to win with this fight, and it's going to be great for Paramount.
What does it take? How does that switch turn? I mean, I've been around you a long time. You've been on this show many times. Just calm, and I've seen you fight too. So that's not this guy.
Yeah.
How does that switch, and when does it turn?
Yeah. I make the switch about weigh-in day. I don't really like to think about the fight during fight week. I just like to relax. I follow my friends and family, enjoy my training partners when we're here. And then I'll think about the fight when it matters, so.
Do you collect anything?
I don't think so.
Is there anything you would want to collect? I always like to ask, and people have brought up some crazy stuff, and then people have brought up some things like, if I could ever And I do have some
I do
contacts.
collect something. It matters that every time I travel out of the country, I bring back the currency from every other country I am, and I collected it. I just put it in a big pot because I got a idea in my head when I do get my major residence, and I want to make a huge world map, and I want to pin like a coin or a dollar from every country I've been, and I want to play with it at some point. So,
what denomination?
Denominations?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, is it like whatever coin, a penny coin?
Yeah, whatever coins. They're small as ones or a dollar. I kind of just keep the change and then I just throw it in the pocket. So it's always the money you forget that's in your pocket when you're at the airport.
Well, so it would be better to get a bigger denomination, like $100 or something, so that when you find it, it's like, oh, I just found $100.
Yeah, it's true. But then I'm gonna pin it up on my wall.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, so I want to get some currency that I don't really need. I don't have to use. So that's why like maybe like a penny or a quarter or something like that. And if times get rough, I can just clear the wall, right?
Take it to the bank and put it in the thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
So, Michael, speaking of pin in the wall, on the map behind me, I've got a map of the globe. Where is Michael Johnson's heart from? Like where, Outcast says, not where you're from, where you pay rent. Right.
Yeah.
So like what vibe, what culture, what community do you vibe with the most? And I'm gonna pin it on the wall behind me for where Michael Johnson's from.
Pin it on the wall. Well, I enjoy going to Colombia quite a bit. I love I love the culture. I love the food down there. Of course, the women aren't too bad either. Germany also is another place. I spent a lot of time over there. I enjoy it. I got a few friends over there that I do some business with. So,
but which ones like represent your fight style? Like which ones comes from that grit, that intensity? Like what forged you in for who you are in the ring or in the octagon?
It's got to definitely be one of our African cultures. We'll go Congo for my boy Ange Lusa.
I don't know if I should tell the Columbia story or not.
Yeah. Oh, I love Columbia stories.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful of bodyguards down there.
Yeah.
We had some bodyguards with us. So we went down to the Kiss concert. It was Kiss and the Scorpions. And we have a friend in the Scorpions. They let us, I don't want to say use their bodyguards, but we wanted bodyguards around us. And we came pretty close to being kidnapped by the bodyguards. Seriously.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I do have some mutual friends down there that kind of walk me around and kind of get security, and they hang with us. So I'm a little safe.
Very, very cool. What can the fans expect on Saturday?
They can expect the same Michael Johnson. They always want us to go in there, look to finish the fight. Always showing up to perform. Very professional demeanor, and exciting.
Awesome, Matt.
I was surprised by the Congo answer. I was expecting the Lou. I was expecting St. Louis,
Yeah, St. Louis.
Gateway to the West,
Yeah, I like St. Louis. Just the thing is, it's turned to more of a knucklehead city. And I guess I was a knucklehead, so I had
So you fit in?
Yeah, so I guess I kind of fit in, yeah. So
going
back to that, I guess you could make it more St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, I think I asked you before if you were a Cardinal fan, and I think you said you're not, right?
No, I'd say yeah.
Did you say yes?
Yeah.
I'm old. Dementia kicked in. I'm a former Cardinal bat boy.
Oh, really?
So I like to always bring up the Cardinals back in the day, and it was an experience.
Yeah. Nice. My best friend's dad is best friends with Ozzie Smith.
Class act.
He made their jeweler, so he made their custom World Series ring. Yeah, to where every base is a diamond and then the home plate is a ruby. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Great guy, great athlete, Hall of Famer, the backflip.
Absolutely.
I get hurt every time I watched him do it. It was brutal. Mike, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. You said you collect coins, so I want to give you the Knockout Radio Challenge coin.
Okay, nice.
And what country do you want to get next, coin-wise? Or what are you missing? Or
I haven't been to like the Iceland or the Greece ones. So Lithuanian, don't want to go out there.
Now, does the coin
Philippines?
Final question, because things always are coming to me.
Yeah.
Do you have to go to these countries to get the coin? All right. So if I'm able to acquire it for you, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same. Yeah.
Okay.
I got to go there. I got to get it myself. I got to be there. I got to enjoy the culture and the country and everything. So
I got you. There you have it, everybody. Michael Johnson back in the octagon on Saturday. We'll hit a break. We'll be right back.
You guys.
Appreciate it. I can get your address. I know you've given it to me before, but I don't collect them. So as soon as I get them, I throw them away.
Listening to Knockout Radio.
Got bills and looking for work, but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Fia with Remax Realty Unlimited, 813-494-4873. For 29 years, I've had the honor of helping families across Tampa Bay find their perfect homes. As a national ranked award-winning agent, I pride myself on having the best customer service and deep local knowledge. Whether you're buying and selling in Tampa Bay, I'll guide you every step of the way. Jennifer Fio, 813-494-4873. Let's make your next move your best move.
Don't wait. Maximize your tax refund and minimize your stress level. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. With over 15 years experience in corporate and individual tax returns, tax advisor analytics, small business accounting, in-house payroll services, IRS representation, as well as public notary and full bilingual services. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's true. Very, very true. Conveniently located across from the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways, thanks to Rhino Cards as well. That's Rhino Cards, conveniently located.
It was good. It sounded good on the way it's set up. So keeping that one muted, it worked out well.
Yeah, it states right. Demons real are in their heads and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8-man strong.
Hey, this is Chris Isaac. You're on Talking Sports with Randy Harris. Many of you don't remember, but Randy Harris was a 3-time welterweight champion of the United States. And here he is, Randy Harris.
All right, we are back with you live from the Met Apex. Busy week. Last night I got to hang out at the Big Apple Circus. Kind of a cirque show. It was kind of cool.
How was it? Yeah,
it was kind of cool. It was a little different.
I saw you wore your jersey. That's good for branding. Good marketing.
But
coming out of that last break, whoever the liner was from,
Chris Isaac, country singer.
Okay, saying that you were a UFC welterweight. When was the last time you were 156 to 170 pounds in your life?
It's funny. And I think it's our next guest, Ricky Tercios, who just moved up to 145. And that's one of the things that I was going to bring up. The last time I was, would you say 150?
156 to 170.
In the 80s, late 70s.
When you were 7?
Well, no, ironically, that's what it says, the 6th grade. I haven't weighed 145 since probably the 6th grade is what I kind of jotted down. Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
David Vieira, who has won the worlds in jiu-jitsu, walks around at like 175 and won the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So
But did the weight classes change over the years? Like back in the UFC when it first started, like
there was no weight class.
Well, right, it started with no weight class, but then have they had changes and modified? Because why do we have so many so close together? Like 170, 185, 205, like, and then goes from like 205 to 265.
To unlimited.
Yeah, to unlimited. Right. I mean, well, 265 is the weight limit, right?
Right.
You can't go over that. But why not have 205, 215, 225, 235? Why not have the same divisions for heavier weight classes?
You know what? I'm going to ask, well, on our Friday night dinner that I get to go out with some of the judges and the refs and some of the commission. I've gone to go watch the head of the Nevada State Athletic Commission play his guitar a few times. I'm going to ask, because that's the one thing that I think needs to be changed. I know it's been talked about. It is kind of brutal. It's 10, 15 pounds all the way up, and now it's 205.
Right. Yeah. When you see what a difference it makes from 125 to 135 to 145 to 155, ask Max Holloway. Moving up just one weight class changes a lot, right? So, I think it matters even more at heavyweight, with the power and so I would like to see at least smaller weight classes in the heavier divisions.
Smaller. Say that again.
Well, I'd like to see more division between the heavyweight division.
Right. Okay.
Like more separation to make it, a better evenly matched contest.
Well, again, keep it consistent. If
Right.
it's 15, keep it 15. 205, 220.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know how many more you need to go. I mean, but I would like to see maybe a 225, a 250, and a 275. Go every 25 pounds when it gets to heavyweight or something like that. Because you got some massive, NFL guys walking around 350, 375, that could easily, maybe not easily, but could cut down to 275 and still make it, and then you have a whole different breed of competition.
So you know how I dislike the word legend?
Yeah.
So some of the media was stating, I think the word was superstar. Did you see who just signed with Power Slap?
I did not.
Former wrestler. And then he's done a couple of MM Jack. I can't remember his last name. Everybody who's listening knows who he is. I'm having enough difficulties trying to keep up with this computer and everything. Hager. Okay. I don't know if that's his show name, real name. So I guess he's going to not this weekend's Power Slap, but a Power Slap down the road.
Okay. Nice.
Power Slap Friday.
It feels like it lost its luster. I don't see it anymore. I don't see it on reels. I don't know. It was kind of like a flash in the pan. I really thought it had the potential to be the next big thing, but I think Dana putting all of his eggs into boxing now, and
I disagree. I disagree.
When was the last time somebody said, "Hey, the slap fights are on," or "Hey, you want to tune in?" Or I haven't even seen it come up as a promotion on any of my platforms.
First of all, there's not that many. There still hasn't been that many.
Right. But
I don't know what number we're at. And I do like the fact that they put it, a Friday, Saturday's the UFC, and now this weekend, and that's why I'm staying in the extra day, is the Zuffa Boxing on Sunday. So all I know is when I go to Power Slap on Friday, it is packed. It is sold out. Not in a small arena. It's at Fountain Blue. So I think you'd be surprised. And I like it.
Well, according to Dave Manley, MMA bobblehead, he wanted to know why I wasn't out there in Vegas with you. So I was going to call him back and be like, look, I don't know.
Let's catch up.
Yeah, let's catch up. But I should be out there with you, man.
I can't walk you on a plane.
Ketchup and mustard go together.
Well, no, they really don't.
Really? They go. So, it's actually a federation against ketchup being used as a condiment for meat in Chicago. Like, there's actually
you're not allowed.
You're not allowed because.
Have you ever gone to the Wiener Circle in Chicago?
Yeah, they won't let you put ketchup. They kick you out.
They don't have ketchup there.
Right, they don't offer it. But if you ask for it, they even tell you to get lost. Because it changes the flavor. Mustard enhances it. Relish enhances it with the texture. But the sugar in the ketchup, it changes the quality of the experience. And they say, no, there is no ketchup. What's your take on the ketchup? What do you put it on? Are you traditional with fries? Nothing. No burgers.
I've used
hot
ketchup
dogs.
on fries occasionally. I'd rather blue cheese, but I don't really use ketchup on anything. I barely put tomatoes in salads.
Okay. All
Not a
right.
tomato guy.
Really? That's interesting. It is. I mean, ketchup overall is a pretty tough. I mean, it's very acidic because it starts with tomatoes. Then to reduce the acidity, they have to add a bunch of sugar. So, it wreaks havoc on your body. It's a tough condiment. So,
Not a big fan. And it's crazy because my daughter's going through this right now. She has a newborn, and she's starting to feed him things. And how does a baby? How do you decide what you like and what you don't like?
taste, like your taste buds or your body reaction to it, gassiness or fullness or pain.
Well, and but that's what they tell, especially the new younger generation, that you introduce a lot of these tastes at a very young baby age. And by doing that, peas. I can't stand peas. Had to eat peas as a baby, I'm sure. Avocado. First time I ever had avocado outside of sushi was at the Super Bowl.
Really?
When our chef Dave Manley made us breakfast.
Oh yeah. Shout out Dave Manley. MMA guacamole. MMA guacamole. Bobblehead. MMA guacamole.
Thoughts on this weekend's card?
It sounds good. Oliveira, Holloway too. Not Oliveira. Who's fighting?
Yeah,
it's Oliveira. Yeah, it's always dynamic. Both those guys are champions, legit champions. Both of them, dare I say the word legend.
No.
Really, you wouldn't put either one of those guys with the L word? You wouldn't give Max Holloway or Oliveira legend status?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they're if not, they're on that cusp. They're both have had tremendous careers. So I think they're both about the same age and both the same experience, same amount of time in the game. So matchup's pretty even. It's not like a, Hoist Gracie versus Matt Hughes or Anderson Silva versus Izzy Adesanya, where it's one guy's passing the baton to the next, great. So I feel like it's an even match, and that makes you want to tune in.
True that. All right, let's go ahead and break. When we come back,
before our live feed, we got a comment. Guac is the king of cats, according to Carbone's video.
No, he fixed it. He said fats.
I was like, I didn't know cats love guacamole.
You're such an idiot.
You learn something new every day. I wonder if they like ketchup. Cats up. Get it? Cats
coming to you live from the Meta Apex. This is Knockout Radio. We'll be right back.
Call me. Number 9.
Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, the voice of the UFC Octagon, and you're listening to Knockout Radio.
8-Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8-Man Strong.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
You want to have a drink? Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it?
That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Fia with Remax Realty Unlimited, 813-494-4873. For 29 years, I've had the honor of helping families across Tampa Bay find their perfect homes. As a national ranked award-winning agent, I pride myself on having the best customer service and deep local knowledge. Whether you're buying and selling in Tampa Bay, I'll guide you every step of the way. Jennifer Fio, 813-494-4873. Let's make your next move your best move.
Don't wait. Maximize your tax refund and minimize your stress level. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. With over 15 years experience in corporate and individual tax returns, tax advisor analytics, small business accounting, in-house payroll services, IRS representation, as well as public notary and full bilingual services. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's true. Very, very true. Conveniently located across from the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport.
Got bills and looking for work but nobody is hiring? Staff Zone is, as the leading provider of commercial construction, industrial, and special event staffing throughout the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www.staffzone.com and find a branch closest to you. Work today, get paid today. That's the Staff Zone way.
What's up? This Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger, now CEO, co-founder of Lights Out Extreme Fighting, and you're listening to Knockout Radio.
And we are back. This is Knockout Radio coming to you live from the home studio. Randy out in the Apex Meta sponsored arena for, what do they call it? Arena? Training facility? Headquarters?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just called the Apex.
Event
the
center?
Meta Apex.
Yeah. So, but no, it's good to see Rip Santa in the chat line. He corrected himself. It's Guac is the king of fats, not cats. But I'll call him and cats up with him later because, you know. But like, do you like my props, Randy? Do you like these little things I do?
Sometimes.
I mean, this
you know,
is
like
clever.
I said, sometimes I got to give you credit because when I see the athletes or whoever we're talking to and they get a chuckle out of it. I mean, Michael Johnson laughed more than we talked. Now, is he laughing at you or
Maybe.
with you?
Well, Henry Cejudo, same thing. Like, you know, we're going to catch up this weekend. So it's good, man. You know, and there's a theme for everything we do. I mean, if you go on the eBay or you look at search, you can find these old nostalgic posts for everything. I found an Incredible Hulk one. I found a Spider-Man, a Tasmanian Devil. There's a Hulk Hogan version. You know, so every time we go to a different event, I can find a theme, and we could just make that the question of the day, or just get different responses for the social media platform. And that's really how you're going to grow. It's those street interviews and the impromptu stuff. And so yeah, man, just it's you know, and I'll keep getting better with my, you know, puns and my jokes and my dumb stuff. But
Well, you can't get worse.
well, but I didn't know that about Henry Hines. I didn't know that it was glass, and I didn't know that the slow pour was a sign of quality and not rushing the process. And that's relatable in today's world. You know, how many things are so fast and so quick to get to market, or so fast to just be first, that people miss that foundational fermentation of building a stability and credibility and legitimacy. And so it's, as far as like a coaching process, that's a great, it's a great lesson.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you got to do the research. You got to put the time in like Henry Cejudo does.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but he built the foundation. He went from wrestling, then he did boxing for 3 years before he even put on the 4-ounce gloves. So, you know, to be the triple champ, you know, nobody saw that grind. Those are years and years and years of discipline and dedication and commitment to the craft. And then he achieved the highest rank, you know, and unlike the Heinz 57 bottle where the numbers meant nothing, the 5 was, you know, Henry's favorite number. His wife's number was 7. And he put them together to give it legitimacy. Triple C meant that he was the double champion in the UFC and a gold medalist in the Olympics. And at the Super Bowl in Phoenix, he was going for C4, which is explosive, which is a bomb, which goes with, you know, because if he would have won that competition, He would have been a 3-time divisional champ in the UFC.
So he would have become C4PO.
But numbers matter, like KFC. KFC, the 11 original recipes, that matters. And there's 2 different companies that manufacture the original recipe. Neither one knows the full recipe. Did you know that?
No.
We just lost the station. Did you know that?
Yes.
I think Ed quit. Maybe he went to KFC. Maybe he went to. He's like, oh, I've been doing this program because I thought it was a KFC program. I didn't know it's UFC. He looks like a KFC kind of guy.
See where he is.
He probably ran to get a 2-piece, so he's going to get touched up with a 2-piece and a Coke.
That's Mastodon.
Yeah, wasn't that his fight comment? It's like, get you a 2-piece or a 3-piece combo.
Yep.
So yeah, but I love the phone. I think it's cool. I keep building to my collection. I've got the race cars, or whether we're doing racing or we got, condiments. We go do food reviews. We could actually go to like a restaurant, a burger place or a hot dog place, and go in and say, hey, is the manager here? We're just here to catch up with them. We're doing food reviews, and like, like we said, we'll come back by. We're going to do like, instead of Portnoy doing reviews on pizza, we could just be like the condiment guys.
We're here to catch up. It is kind of funny.
We're here to catch up. Yeah, man.
Now, how did that come to you? Walk us through that. You're walking by the condiment aisle. You walk by the mustard. You walk by the olive oil. What else is in the spice area?
Well, that would be a Popeye thing. So olive oil would be Popeye. So we'll get like olive oil, Popeye Brutus. But it was really like it's sort of like my favorite like story, because there was a father, right? A father tomato and his son, and they're walking down the street, and the son's like little. He's like and so he's not full grown, and he's slow. And the dad gets really frustrated. He's irritated that it's taking too long. He runs back there and he just slaps the crap out of his son. I mean, smashes. And he's like, catch up. And that was my inspiration. That was that's how I ended up with the ketchup.
Now I see why Ed dropped, why Ed left. Going back to his homeland.
But when I go onto Facebook, and I put in marketplace, search landline phones.
Stupid items.
Yeah, well, there's one in Clearwater. It's like a stiletto, like a high heel, and so obviously I'm gonna buy that one because we're in the strip club capital of the world. So we're gonna do that one. We are. Tampa is absolutely the strip club capital of the world. That's what we're known for. That's our identity. There's more strip clubs.
That's funny that you're proud of that.
Oh, I'm definitely proud of that.
How many strip clubs do you think are in Tampa?
Oh, way more than hospitals. Like per capita, there's more strip clubs than anything else here.
Over 20?
What?
You think over 20?
There's more than 20 on US 19. Like, I mean, and that's why they hire all the strippers to work the races.
Moron.
Yeah.
US 19's not in Tampa.
Well, because the good ones are in Tampa. I don't give up all.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good lie.
But that's why I hire all the strippers to work the races in the Grand Prix, because they can get nuts off in 2 seconds or less. Huh? Or 3. No, but yeah, so every theme, every kind of like nostalgia, 1980 comic book or TV show, there was some kind of commemorative home landline phone that was made. So it's kind of cool. And then as I continue to build a collection, I could put a shelf back here. We can have them, and people will remember like different segments and shows and comedy bits and street interviews. So it's the old with the new, man.
It's out with the old and in with the new.
Yeah, but that means you would be replaced in that scenario. Like I would. Well, yeah, you are. And I would like to bridge those together. Like, because I want to respect and honor tradition. I think that's where society goes wrong in America, is that we don't value our seniors and our elderly like the other cultures do, like Asians or different cultures. They really respect the fact that they have wisdom and they've lived life.
They send money home. How come none of my kids send money home?
Right. But in America, like old people are in the way and they're a hindrance and they're slow and they're out of touch and they don't know how technology works and they can't set up their StreamYard. And so instead of just, sitting down and listening to the older generation, we just stick them into nursing homes and let somebody else deal with them. So, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to like bridge the two together to like, respect the traditions, respect the nostalgia, respect the origins, and then merge it with the technology and the speed of life as it is today. Like the ketchup.
It's called the
Like
circle of life.
well, like the ketchup bottle, right? Like, I'm a big glass fan, so like I drink water out of glass bottles, like this one here, and I put my tea and I brew it in the sun in glass bottles, and so I'm following in Henry Heinz footsteps without even realizing it. That glass is important.
All right. We're going to start the chat with Ricky. We'll go through the top of the hour, but we'll stay live and keep that. So coming to you live from the Meta Apex. This is Knockout Radio. Let's welcome back to the program, Ricky Tercios. Ricky, how are you?
What's up? What's up? Hey, it's good, G. How are you?
It's been a while. You were on when you were on the Ultimate Fighter. So you were on a couple of times. How's life? How's everything going?
Hey, fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Life is good. You know what I'm saying? Living the dream. And it's cool to be over here back at the UFC Apex. You know what I'm saying? For sure, like you're saying, on the Ultimate Fighter tournament. I was living over here in Vegas for the whole 6 weeks, training here every day. And it was definitely one of my claim to fames, winning the tournament. You know what I'm saying? And it's great to be here for sure.
What has changed since that time to this week's fight week?
Yeah. What has changed going into 2026 now? I'm at my best. This is me at my best for sure as I go into this fight on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I would say if I would go into some detail, yeah, it's life, it's experience. This is me at my oldest and my most maturest. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, technically, I've also improved with like my stand-up game, my ground game, my actual physicality with my conditioning and my strength. You know what I'm saying? But I would say some of the biggest gains for sure is just mentally maturing.
So a friend of mine, Marcus Jones, was the #1 draft pick in the NFL for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then came and fought at the UFC, was on the Ultimate Fighter, fought at UFC 100. And he would always tell me he didn't like football. He was just really good at it. Do you like fighting? Do you love fighting? Or are you just good at it and it's what you like doing?
I love fighting. I love it. It's me living in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's definitely my passion, and I'm grateful that I get to do it every single day. You know what I'm saying? With on the side of also being a coach for our students at the gym, our up and coming fighters. You know what I'm saying? Being a coach for the guys that are just recreational practitioners that are just there for good exercise and learn self-defense and to just be badasses like that. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in from their, like at 11 o'clock for the jiu-jitsu, they're coming in on their lunch break from their lawyer job or their accountant job, and they're coming in to train and grind, and that's awesome.
Radio jobs. Come on, their radio jobs.
For sure, they're radio jobs, you know, and it's like they're bad dudes, you know what I'm saying? Teaching the kiddos, you know what I'm saying? It's awesome. They're the future, you know what I mean? So being a good example for them, you know what I'm saying? Doing my best, you know what I'm saying? And so that I'm grateful to be able to live my passion like that and do the martial arts every day. And then as well too, competing, it's amazing to go into the octagon is something that I've dreamed about since I was a kid, and I've worked towards this my whole professional career. You know what I'm saying? And it's awesome. It's a blessing, and it's a lot of hard work, and it's obviously very, very dangerous inside the octagon. You know what I'm saying? But literally, I'm a warrior, baby. This is what I do. So I step into the fire.
Before I throw it to you, Matt, talk about working with the young kids. My granddaughter's 5. She's been training since she's 3. And to me, it's just mind-boggling, crazy, and awesome at the same time that 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds are training mixed martial arts.
It's awesome. For sure. I think it's one of the it's a great thing that you can do for sure for the kiddos. You know what I'm saying? You're literally getting great exercise. You're learning a great craft in martial arts, and it's building you like with your discipline, your self-confidence, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you great all around, you know what I'm saying? You're having fun for sure, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, literally that's one of the things I'll be feeling whenever I'm teaching the kiddos, you know what I'm saying? Like they're learning something positive, and then they're gaining something, like, you know, not just like technically, but like what are they gaining to, like, mentally from this, you know what I'm saying? What are those little pieces that you could share with them, you know what I mean, what today, you feel me on that? And then if they're having fun, they're sweating, they're exercising, we're doing a good job.
One more before I throw it to you, Matt. So when my daughter went to college, she couldn't get a date. She got her bachelor's, she has her master's, so she went through a long process in college. When they found out that she trained and she knew a lot of fighters, she couldn't get a date to save her life, which I loved. I thought that was awesome. All right, we're going to continue through. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. We'll go through. All right. So Ricky, what's up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back to the program. It's always great to catch up with you, big dog. So listen,
his phones are just dumb.
No, but there's an old phone, man. I don't know if you're too young to know what these phones are, these landlines. You know, you still have.
No, you know, hey, I'm a '90s baby. I was born 1993, so we had a landline. You know what I mean? We had a VHS. I had a Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
So after your fights, you're known as the pizza and karaoke king, right? So I'm a pizza guy. That's what I do. So tell me your favorite pizza. And being from Brazil, my wife being Brazilian, they put ketchup on their pizza. So would you put ketchup on pizza?
You know, I'm not gonna knock you for putting ketchup on the pizza. I personally have never tried it. You know what I mean? I guess it's just extra tomato sauce. You know what I'm saying? There's extra sauce, you know?
The same thing.
Yeah.
Feel free to knock them, though. Feel free. It's okay.
As far as pizza goes, I would say that literally when I'm going with pizza, my vibe is I just want all the protein on it. So I'm literally just put some pepperoni, put some beef, sausage, ham, and let's just fill it up, protein pack that pizza.
What doesn't belong on a pizza? Pineapple, anchovies. What would you not put on a pizza?
Ketchup.
The one thing I wouldn't put on a pizza, I guess, is fish. I guess. Yeah, the anchovies.
That's anchovies.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. So all right. So Rick, I was a pizza diet guy. So I invented the pizza diet, became Mr. Universe in natural bodybuilding, eating it. My boy, the Rip Santa, 60-year-old bodybuilder pro. He owns a pizzeria in Minnesota. He's on the line right now, live. So pizza is a superfood, man. So anytime you come to Tampa, I would be honored to train with you, eat with you, feast with you, and show you how to incorporate, ketchup into a lifestyle.
Hey, I appreciate the invite, baby. Thank you.
Talk about the change of weight, the thought that went into that.
I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Pretty much the last couple of years, I already had the idea in my mind that I knew that 145 was in my future. And literally it was just the perfect timing. And that's how it all happened. You know what I'm saying? With like my fight happening January 24th. And then we know what happened at the weigh-ins. I was unfortunate for my opponent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And obviously that's sometimes that's a result of weight cutting too. You know what I mean? But that's on their story. We're on my story right now. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as the fight was canceled, I told the UFC, hey, let's go ahead and give me a brand new fight right away. Let's do 145. Let's make it happen. And within like 4 days, then I had a new fight, and it was at 145, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I got what I wanted.
So I said in the first hour, because Matt threw me under the bus, I think the last time I weighed 145, I was in the 6th grade.
I feel that.
His next 140.
The last time I fought a 145 fight was my final fight in the regional scene on Fury FC. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So literally, this isn't my first time fighting at featherweight. This will be my second time, I guess, fighting at featherweight. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go back just for a second. You brought about Cameron and the weigh-in. What did that do to you emotionally? You're emotionally ready to go the next day. You're at the weigh-in. I was there covering it, and now the fight's off. It's like flipping that switch off, on, off, on. How did you handle that?
Yeah, truthfully, I think it goes into the thing of controllables, just focusing on what you control, what you can control. You know what I'm saying? So I literally just had to just be cool about it, you know what I'm saying? And then I literally just wished Cameron the best, truthfully, because I know that that was he took a hard fall, you know what I mean? So I pretty much just wished him the best, you know what I'm saying? Prayers to him, truthfully, you know what I'm saying? Because that was unfortunate. And then for me, I was just like, I was just chilling. I'm a pretty cool guy, you know what I'm saying? So like I was just chilling, and I knew that the fight was gonna be canceled. I stayed locked in for a little bit, in the sense of, because in case that they were going to give me a very short notice guy, if they could find somebody in short notice within the next 2 hours. But pretty much after they said, yeah, the fight ain't gonna happen, I was like, okay, on to the next thing. I know that we're gonna do 145. They're gonna give me a fight very, very soon, so we'll focus on the next thing. And I was just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get free money. So pretty much just got free money. That was cool. It's all good. Now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna be back in that octagon for real this Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Thoughts on the new bonus system? Do you think about that now? Finish, you get the bonus no matter what, or do you have to block that out and just fight your fight?
Of course, I'm aware of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware of the opportunity that's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I have my game plan, and honestly, one thing about my style, anyways, I'm always an exciting fighter, truthfully. So I go guns blazing. So I just play my game plan, and I think that my type of fighting style, anyways, is great for getting bonuses. I got the big bonus on the Ultimate Fighter tournament. You know what I'm saying? Fight of the season. You know what I mean? And then so we're working on that 100K now. You know what I mean? So God willing, we're gonna get it.
Craziest, strangest, funniest thing that ever happened during a fight?
During a fight?
To you, with you, regarding you?
Craziest, strangest thing that ever happened during a fight?
The reason I came up with this question, and it'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. I don't remember the fighter, but the fighter said that he was fighting somebody German. And so we started to think, what was the movie?
Inglourious Bastards.
And he said that he would see, like, for 10 seconds in the back of his brain, the movie in the middle of his fight. He's like, I got to snap out of it. I'm watching the movie. Yeah. So I kind of developed that into, because some crazy stuff obviously happens during a fight.
Yeah, during the fight, when it's super cool, because you're accessing like this spirit state, kind of, in my humble opinion, and in my personal experiences, like when you're really in there and you get into the zone, you know what I mean? And the artists go into that zone, whether you're like, oh, you're the musician and you're rocking out on stage, you know what I'm saying? You're singing, you know what I'm saying? Or you feel me? Like, so me being a martial artist, then when you're completely tuned in and you cancel out all the external noises, you feel me? Okay, now we made it to that spot, you know what I mean? But I definitely believe that it takes you have to be very, very focused in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, you're just in that moment. And when you're there, that's whenever you're feeling it, you know what I mean? And things are happening in slow motion, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even thinking anymore. You just boom, and then it's just coming out. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's not the strangest thing, but I really do love that part in the fight when I've had like those real blood and guts battles. That's the part I would say is the craziest, because only the battlefield can take me to that place, truthfully. You know what I'm saying? And it has taken me to that place where I just got to dig deep for those big wins. Get dropped, you know what I'm saying? Look at the clock, and then something tells me when I look up at the clock, I got 3 minutes left. I can still win this. You know what I'm saying? And boom, we freaking get it. You know what I'm saying? And so that would be, but that's something very spiritual for me that I felt inside the battlefield.
So Matt, that's almost like a Rocky V to me. That ding, 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 and Rocky Balboa stands up and says, "One more round." You need that to get at that. So before I throw it back to Matt to end this, what can the fans expect Saturday night when you're back home in the octagon?
Yeah, for me, what they can expect from me, you know what I'm saying? They can expect an exciting fight, a badass fight. I'm gonna fight my heart out, you know what I'm saying? I'm living my dream, you know what I'm saying? Literally, God willing, I'm leaving that octagon with my hand raised. I came here to fight. I came here to win. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Matt.
So Rick, before I ask my last question, I'm just gonna say that flow state you're talking about, the balance between conscious and in the subconscious. That's what I actually do for a living. So when you do come to Tampa, I'll show you how it works in physical form. I have a physical training device that will mimic a fist fight, but not trigger cortisol and adrenaline into the bloodstream. So you can get prepared for a fight neurologically without trauma and concussion. So we'll do that anytime you want to do it, red carpet treatment. But my last question is Saturday, you get your hand raised, you get one phone call to call anybody in the world to celebrate with that's not present with you in your camp or your family. Who are you calling?
That's not present with me in my camp.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, man. To celebrate with, huh?
Yeah, one phone call, living or dead. It could be like a
Real or
fictional
fictitious.
character. Yeah, real or fictitious. One person you want to celebrate that win with that's not with you in the arena.
That's so funny. I'm gonna hit up Mike Tyson.
Hey, Mike Tyson.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Ricky, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We're going to send you a thank you package from 8 Man Strong, as well as a gift certificate from Osteo Strong. Let's hit a break. When we return, Dante Johnson.
Thanks, man.
Let's go.
And then here's the gift certificate for it's a biohacking kind of what Matt was just talking about.
Talented professionals in the business. Visit Mick for hair at Got Split Ends today at 4376 Park Boulevard in Pinellas Park, or call them at 727-290-9873.
8 Man Strong is not simply about the biggest or strongest. It's about those who have survived true lows, suffered, faced demons real or in their heads, and are fighting to come back against it all. If you live with a passion for greatness and strength and resilience towards all obstacles that may attempt to derail you, if you're bold and aggressive in the pursuit of the things you want in life, if you are meant to overcome everything that stands in your path of reaching your goals, then you are 8 Man Strong.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy, Juice Smith-Schuster, man. Shout out to Knockout Radio. Turn up.
All right, we are back coming to you live from the Meta Apex. Hanging out here, talking MMA, my favorite sport. Let's welcome Dante Johnson. Dante, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Feel good. Weight's good. All is well.
What's fight week like for you?
It's exciting. It's finally here. It's a week full of emotion. It's a week full of peace. It's a week full of reflection. And then obviously at the end of the week, it's a week full of violence.
I love when I get lucky and ask a good question like that, because your demeanor changed. You know, you're now smiling. It's like you're in your happy place. I feel like Happy Gilmore's, fight week and the fight. Look at you. It's like everything is good. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I love what I do, and I love the position, and I'm grateful for the position that God put me in. So, I'm gonna soak it all up, and I'm gonna get everything out of it while I'm here.
How do you relax, whether it's this week, fight week, or just in everyday life?
Scripture. Whenever I feel myself drifting off or not where I need to be, Scripture will keep me grounded.
It's a softball for you, Matthew.
What, for scripture?
Exactly.
I mean, look,
Hey, your hair is growing.
Yeah,
Your hair
man.
is growing.
Look, I mean, that was my question because I was like, a lot of fighters get a lot of hate for a lot of different reasons, personality or just, their culture or the country they're from, right? But I'm sure you're like me, you get a lot of hate for that beautiful head of hair of yours from bald guys that outgrew their hair. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Long
but,
hair's for girls. I ain't trying to hear
yeah, man. So, but no, it makes me want to go get my hair done right because you're looking fresh today, big dog.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
Yeah,
you,
man.
brother.
So no, but go ahead, Rand.
No, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No, so I've been playing this thing with Henry Cejudo and all the guys today. It's like it's old telephones, connecting with people, catching up with people. So so you didn't get here, but you didn't get here to this level on your own, right? You've had coaches and mentors and inspiration. So who's that one person that you maybe haven't reached out to long enough or for a while now that is so impactful for where you are today that you want to call after you get your hand raised on Saturday and say, thanks, man. I appreciate you for being there in this moment of my life. You really helped me get to where I am right now. Who's that person for you?
Somebody, I would say my grandma's friend, Perry, the one that helped raise us with my grandma. She recently moved to Chicago. She raised us. We grew up with her. She was basically our second mom while my mom was in prison. So yeah, it's been a while, and she'd be the one. She raised us, and yeah, I miss her.
Now let's see. Now let's see if she raised you right, because in Chicago, you don't put ketchup on a dog, right? You got to the beef. It's only mustard and relish.
Mustard,
So,
relish,
are you a ketchup on a hot dog guy?
Nah, I'm a mix it up. I might put some Doritos, Cheetos, barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
I'll mix it up.
That's what my daughter does.
Yeah.
My daughter mixed it. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, you eat Cheetos on the side, so you're putting it in the same place. Why not do it? Tell me about the nickname. Where did that come from?
Lockjaw. I was actually on my way back from a fight. It was Fury FC, and I was in the car, and it just dawned on me. We were thinking about a fight name, and I'm like, all right, dog, pit bull. My dad's always telling me take the muzzle off. So I'm like, Lockjaw. And then as soon as I said it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it, Dante Lockjaw Johnson.
Flows.
Yeah.
It doesn't flow. What's the craziest, strangest, funniest thing that ever happened in the middle of a fight? Whether it's to you, whether you did it to them, because there's some crazy stories.
The
Jeopardy music.
Well, I would say, well, not really the craziest, but I think mid-fight, I was like mid-fight, and I remember thinking about what I was going to eat after the fight, like mid-fight. And I'm like, that's crazy.
What was it?
I think it was like chicken tenders or something.
And did you go get it?
Yeah, yeah. But like mid-fight, I'm like, oh, chicken tenders. It kind of gave me a boost. Yeah, I'm like, it's weird.
That's awesome. Saturday night, you're back in the octagon. Talk about Cody.
What was it?
Talk about Cody. I don't want to get off food because I can talk food all day long.
Yeah, me too. So Mr. Brundage, I appreciate him stepping up on short notice. I like his fighting style. I know he's game. He's not going nowhere. He's willing to stand there. So, the fans are gonna like that. The people are gonna like that. Obviously respect. I tip my hat off to him. He's a soldier. He's getting in there. It's a matter of time though. We got to do what we got to do though.
I want to thank you for the way you said that, because as the old guy, back when I first started covering the UFC before you were born at UFC 1, it was respect. It was all about respect. And very few fighters would have just said Mr. Brunage. They would have said Cody. So, I mean, showing that respect, I think, means a lot. And that's what this sport is supposed to be about.
100%. And I think that's one thing I like to get established before we even get in there. The respect, honor, because that just makes it that much better. That makes us that much more willing, and that makes that eye contact that much more deeper. And, I really enjoy it.
Now, the next step of that, a lot of fighters have said, well, I respected him so much that I couldn't flip that switch. How important is it? Yeah, you respect him, but you have a job, he has a job, and you need to make sure that your job is taken care of properly.
Lockjaw. Take the muzzle off. we can politics celebrate afterwards. But it's business. It's nothing personal, but it's business.
How hard is that to do? Because, and I've said this to a lot of fighters, and they're like, it's about time that I let it go. My brother and I had a fight. I was 18. He was 20. I still dislike him. So how do you show the respect, then turn the respect kind of off for a fist fight, and then flip it back on and respect once the fight's over?
With the help of God, because it is a very intense thing, and fighting is one of those things where it can attract certain things that aren't good for us, like the pride, the ego, the anger. So just being grounded in the scripture and listening to and paying attention to God's word, I feel like it's really helped me with those emotions and not being too, selfish.
Right. You're going to have dinner with 4 people. We're back to talking food. Living or passed away, real or fictitious, but it can't be guys from the gym, not family, because that's obvious. So who would those 4 people be?
Number 1.
I think I know one.
Yeah, number 1, dinner with Jesus.
Yeah.
Number 2, dinner with Muhammad Ali. Hmm. 3.
We can change the rules and just make it 2. That means more food for the 3 of you.
We'll just leave it
All
that
right.
way.
All right, we'll do it so it's more food.
Yeah, Jesus, Muhammad Ali.
Be a nice little dinner.
That'd be a good dinner.
Matt?
Man, I got so many ways I could go with this next question. Let's go with man. You know what? I'm going to leave you with a lesson I learned today because I didn't know this. But Randy's talking about blending the old with the new, and the nostalgia and respecting origins and tradition and where we come from. And I learned today that the inventor of Heinz ketchup, Henry Heinz, that the slow pour was actually the badge of honor to show that it was well made, that it wasn't watery, it wasn't rushed, it wasn't a cheap product. And a lot of fighters rush to become a pro, and they rush the amateur cycles and to get to where you are on this biggest stage, and they miss the fundamentals, and they rush the technique, and they can have a highlight clip here and there, and they can make social media can make them look really great, but they get exposed when they get to where you are today. So what's your advice for the guys that are still fighting for that chance to be where you are in the UFC? What's the best advice you can give them to slow down that process?
Yeah, I would say just like that. Slow down a little bit. Enjoy the journey. It's something that I feel like is pretty natural in the fight game. It's just who we are. We're higher energetic. We're all like-minded individuals, and that's why we're all here doing something like this. So yeah, I would say just slow down, trust the process, and I had something else. Everybody's a wise man told me everybody's in a hurry to go absolutely nowhere.
Ooh.
Who does that remind you of?
So when I heard that really helped me out, not just with fighting, but in life in general, to slow down, enjoy the journey, because we're all in a hurry to go nowhere.
Your next journey is Saturday, so talk to us. We'll end it on this. What can the fans expect when you enter that octagon and that door gate locks?
Oh, they can expect calculated violence. They can expect me going out there, giving it my all, expressing myself to the fullest, and then giving God the glory after the victory.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Dante Johnson back in the octagon on Saturday. We're going to hit a quick break. We'll return from the Meta Apex.
Awesome. Thank you,
Hi, this is Richard Karn from Home Improvement.
Stress level. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. With over 15 years experience in corporate and individual tax returns, tax advisor analytics, small business accounting, in-house payroll services, IRS representation, as well as public notary and full bilingual services. Call Precision Accounting and Tax Solutions at 727-739-8627. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's true. Very, very true. Conveniently located across from the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport.
Rhino Cards, located at 406 11th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, is your one-stop card collection facility, specializing in all sports, Pokemon, Star Wars, and of course, Knockout Radio's favorite, the UFC cards. If you're looking to purchase, sell, or trade, then Rhino Cards is the place for you. Details are coming on some very awesome UFC card giveaways. Thanks to Rhino
feedback
Cards. Well, that's Rhino Cards.
is in the other headset too.
St. Petersburg, on 4th Street and 11th Avenue North.
8-Man Strong is not simply about the
Can't
biggest
tell on our
or
end.
strongest. It's about those who have true love.
You can't tell on our end. So it might be annoying for them, but there's only one more interview, right?
Right.
Is it coming up now?
Supposedly 1:30, whatever time it is, 11:30.
You listen to the Knockout Radio.
All right, we are back. Luckily, 2 more segments.
Hey, we're getting there, man. Considering the bumpy start, they say it's not how you start the race; it's how you finish it, right?
Well, this is how I just threw you under the bus. So when I was just confirmed that the feedback that I'm getting in my headset, so I hear everything I'm saying about a half a second after I say it, and you got to just kind of ignore it. So I didn't know because I didn't have the other headset in. They've been dealing with it as well, and nobody said anything. Now, once
they're professionals, yeah.
Dante, and that's what I just said. I said the difference between you guys and the knucklehead in the other studio in Tampa is when there's issues, he's like, I can't hear. I can hear myself. What's going on?
Well, Eminem says, turn me up in my headphones. He's like, he's talking to the producer through the song. Like, it's the most iconic, best rapper of all time. So, if Eminem's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Oh, speaking of Eminem, I got this Eminem phone. No, it's not a phone. It's actually an Eminem dispenser that we got in the Times Square. If you remember, you and I bought this at the Madison Square Garden at the UFC, walking down through Times Square. So
I thought that was supposed to be for one of your daughters.
Well, so is this. If it's cool, it's going on my shrine. Like, these are my memories. It's more about me than them, right? So
yeah, obviously you've proven that.
Yeah, well, possession is 9/10 of the law, but the phone thing seems to be working well. Like people like to connect and reach out, and the laughter is genuine, and it's a stupid gimmick. I'm not gonna lie, it's silly. It's people call me all the time. They're like, "Bro, what are you doing with the phone?" John XD from Oscar Strong Vegas just texted me. He's like, "What's up with the ketchup bottle?" So I get it. It looks a little odd. But you saw the engagement down at the Ferg Sports Bar.
You know what else is stupid? You know what else is stupid? I'm looking at the soundboard. All the microphone levels are off.
But you're still connected and live.
This room is possessed.
Each one of those guys that came on the show all have an entourage of media people that walk in behind you. We can see the door open. We see them all walk in. Ask one of those guys, after the show, but hey, can you take a look at my setup and just mark the cables and with a tape or a marker, and just that way you know how to cook it up every single time.
It's set up the same way every week. This is never, I'm telling you, the microphones are turned off. And I can hear you. I can hear me. This room is possessed.
I don't think it's possessed. It's just, technology advances, things evolve, and here we are.
Don't know what to tell you.
But it's cool, man. That was cool. Like, Dante got to shout out someone that was impactful in his life that took over, and when his mom was in jail, incarcerated, and that's even though it's a silly setup question, it's cool to have that kind of it's cool to see those kind of stories emerge, because I'm sure he didn't say that in any other media interview all week about who he could thank for his success story is today, living his dream, living his best life.
Well, as we wait for our last fighter in Raul Rosas Jr., let's kick off a little inside the distance.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jared?
J-Rob?
What's up? What's up?
So how's life back in Tampa Bay?
It's good. Just recovering from this weekend in the sun all weekend. It was fun at the Grand Prix. Made it out there all 3 days, actually. Did a couple practice rounds Friday, a couple qualifying stuff Saturday, and then stayed for the race Sunday. So it was a lot of fun.
And what were the odds that you were going to do that?
That I was going to go all 3 days?
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I mean, I don't like to miss anything. So it's like that for the fights too. If I go to a fight, I'm there from first fight of the night to the last fight of the night. So I'm kind of an all-in or an all-out guy.
Well, as you know, and as all of our listeners know, that's one of my biggest complaints. Every time I go to an MMA event, it doesn't even have to be UFC. It could be World Class Fight League. It could be Cage Wars this weekend. Any of them. It just drives me crazy. You're an MMA fan, and you get there midway through. And the excuse is when it's here in Las Vegas. Well, it's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's in Las Vegas. You're here. And I still believe that not all, but a lot of the better fights are early in the fight card, because these fighters are fighting to get on the main card, on the big money fights. So get your butt in there early, except for you, Jared.
Yeah, it's me and Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn's there have you seen that, where he's the only one sitting in that? Yeah. For me, I'm usually paying for my tickets, of course. I'm sure most people are, but I want my money's worth. And usually I have some type of bet on every fight when I'm at the fights. So,
all right. So I need to ask you a question that's been asked, through the YouTube channel. I'm sure you do. Do you track, so how did you come out on all of your picks last weekend?
As far as tracking bets go, so that's something that I'm not formally doing as of yet. So that I mentioned that I think two shows ago. So I mean, when you get into tracking bets, we're really giving out serious bets, and it's to show that you're an established bettor and so on. So as far as actually tracking units, I'm not doing that. It's more, again, we're trying to just give information and my lean.
All right, we'll get back to that in a minute. Right now, our final fighter for the week, Raul Rawls. Raul, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. How are you?
Welcome back to the program. What's fight week like for you?
The best fight week?
So what is any fight week? What is this fight week like for you?
Just a lot of media, weight cut, last training sessions, last details. I enjoy the process, though. I enjoy everything that comes with it.
How has the fight week changed? Now, obviously, this is just the beginning of it. So, from the last one, from your first fight week, even before you got into the UFC, how has that process changed?
Definitely a lot from my professional career before the UFC. I think ever since I got to the UFC, fight week's been pretty much the same. A lot of interviews, except in my first fights in the UFC, I wouldn't cut weight, so I would be eating whatever. From
the time that you got into the UFC, not saying anything you don't already know, you've kind of had like a bullseye on your back, the youngest this, the next prodigy, the next. What's that like? And do you like having it that everybody's coming after you and it's not necessarily you chasing other people?
I like it. I mean, I think pressure is a privilege, so I just make the most of it. I live up to the hype and turn the pressure up.
It's been well documented. Your plan is to only fight for the next couple of years. Are you already thinking what's next? Or are you already preparing for that?
I have like a vision, like how to get to the title. But right now, I'm focused on this Saturday. Obviously, I got to get the job done, got to go out there and trying to be the best version of myself. So I'm fully locked in on this Saturday. And Sunday, we'll see. We'll see what's next.
So let's talk about Saturday. Rob Font, a big name. You're a big name. Give me your thoughts on Rob.
I think that's the perfect fight for me at this time. It's a good veteran that's been through main events, been through, he's fought the best of the best. So I'm excited to get in there with somebody like that and test myself and show the world that I'm ready to compete against the best in the world.
When you got that phone call and that was the name that you got, did that instantly excite you? Because that's a name that everybody knows, throughout the country, throughout the world.
Yeah, because it's a crack for me at the top 15. It's an opportunity for me to change my life. So I just know it's a life-changing moment, and I'm ready to make the best out of it.
One more before I throw it back to you, Matt, in the studio. With the new bonus system, and I've asked all you fighters this, do you think about that? Or do you have to block that out because you don't want to change, the plan that you already had in place?
Yeah, I think about it like, oh yeah, that'll be nice, but at the end of the day, I'll let it naturally come. I'm just gonna go out to perform, do my game plan, and if we get the bonus, we get the bonus.
Go ahead, Matt.
What up, Chiwi? How you doing, baby? What up, superstar? Listen, it's great to catch up with you again. Talk about the Carl's Jr., the burger, the barbecue sauce, the onions. Like, where does ketchup go onto the burger, or does it not?
No, they don't put ketchup on the burger, and usually when I did it, I just did it how it goes. That shit's fire.
How's the life changed since the the endorsement and since the popularity of the burger? Like, what's how's life been since?
I don't think like the burger made my life change too much, but it made something like surreal. Like I never thought I would get a Carl's Jr. deal. So it just shows me like everything that comes with the sport that you don't expect. So I'm grateful for all of it.
So I'll say this because I asked a couple other guys, Henry Cejudo earlier, and other fighters. But the thing I learned in the research of doing this little gimmick with the phone and the call-ins and reaching out is that the founder he believed in a slow process. That the longer it took to empty the bottle, the more quality it was, and it's reflective of fighting, right? It takes time to develop greatness, but you're so young. Like, how did you get here at this point at such a youthful age? And what's the advice for those looking up to you right now, coming up behind you?
I've poured all my life into the sport since I was 4 years old. So I just think that's what made me get to where I am, and definitely my advice to kids looking up to me, just there's no secret, just hard work and dedication, because usually from my experience starting at 4 years old, there will be times where you're gonna want to live a normal teenage life, normal life as a kid, but you gotta sit down and think what you really want. You want to live like a kid, or you want to be great, So I chose to be great, and here I am.
How do you do that at such a young age? I'm not saying your age now. I'm saying at 5, at 8, at 12, everybody's outside playing.
Uh, like I said, I just sat down, and thanks to the advice that I had from my parents and the people that I had around me, and it was a family sport. My brothers do it, my sister do it. So whenever I didn't want to do it, and I saw them pushing forward, I said I gotta get pushing forward too. We gotta go, and we got a lot of work to do. So I can't take a break. So I was like, I might as well do it right now when I'm young, and make the best out of my life.
Talk about the fighting family. Talk about your brother. Talk about your sister, and how much that brings for the whole family. That it's not just you; it's others that are in the fight game as well.
Yeah.
I hate calling it a game because it's not a game, but
Yeah, I mean, all my family is professional fighters, MMA fighters. My sister Kenya, Kevin, Jesse, even my father was a professional MMA fighter. Right now, they're close to getting to the UFC, so it's just a thing that brought us together. We all decided to do the sport, and I feel like we get motivation from each other. I feel like they motivate off me, and I motivate off them, and we just want to help each other keep growing, and I feel like that's what keeps us locked in.
how tough is it to watch a family member? And I've said this wrong in the past, and husband and wives, they're not blood. I love my wife to death, but we're not blood. But to watch my son or my granddaughter trains, and it's different. How
Yeah.
difficult is it to watch that?
It is, especially being a fighter in the same division. Me and my two brothers are the same exact division. We're professional fighters, so I know they get the same feeling where we're like we wanna fight for them, because when you fight, you feel relaxed, you got control of it, but when your brother fights, you don't got control of it. And my brother's gonna be fighting this Friday, so I'm gonna be watching and get ready for Saturday. So excited about that, but it's definitely I get more nervous watching them fight.
How about watching your sister fight? My daughter, who has trained, couldn't get a date in college, which I loved. As soon as they found out she trains and she has fighter friends, it's great. What's it like having, the female in the family fight?
Good. We get to push her a little bit, So I feel like whenever she goes and fights another woman, I feel like more confident with her because the obviously a man's strength and woman's strength is different. So us giving her like a rough time, I know it's gonna be hard for another girl to put her through that. So yeah, it just makes me excited.
Final question, and then I'll throw it back to you, Matt. What is it like when the family gets together? And playing a sport in the backyard or out in the street. I mean, does it get out of hand like it did in my family?
When we were little, yeah, we didn't know how to control emotions, and we just knew how to fight. So obviously, playing Xbox, doing whatever, it would get out of hand. But now, obviously, we're more grown men, and we control ourselves. But it's still competitive, and it's just a fun time.
Awesome. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, so Raul, you talk about the discipline and having to, you basically give up a lot of your youth, what other kids do. So Saturday night, you get your hand raised. Who's that one person you want to call and catch up with from your youth that you haven't reached out to in a while, that you haven't talked to in a while? But who's that one person you want to call just to say, hey, look, I know I couldn't really do what we all did back then in the neighborhood or in the school, but you were an inspiration to me, or you're a part of this journey.
Honestly, I do still talk to a lot of my friends from elementary school and middle school, high school. But,
yeah, because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Last week.
I don't think I got anybody to call, especially because I know I still got a long way to go, a lot of work to do to get to my ultimate goal. Like I said, this is just another step closer to where I want to go, but I still got a long way to go.
Final question for you, Raul. What can the fans expect on Saturday when that gate locks and you and Rob Font are in there together?
The best version of myself. They can expect me to live it all in there and just be the best I can be.
Good stuff. I want to thank you for your time. Let's go hit our final break of the afternoon, coming to you live from the Meta Apex.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I tried.
What up, J-Rod?
What's going on?
Good, man. Just chilling. Just trying to catch up with some of the fighters, Just it's been a while.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I needed to have a question ready.
I don't know. I don't know what Randy's going to do with that.
Next time.
But yeah, no, I get these little phones, these little props. So, every week's different.
That's
Every
so
week
funny.
I got race car, so I got, so like,
Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar.
it's a cool little, nostalgia trick. And, you can always find something clever to say. So,
Yeah, no, I like that. That was a good twist on the question. I like that.
yeah, man. Yeah, at least they'll remember you. Oh, that's the best Randy sounded all day.
Don't ever tell him that you liked him.
Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Jennifer V.
So, Randy.
Yeah.
When I get off, like when I close this stream, I'm gonna have to go get the kids. So it's
Don't close it.
Well, I have to close it.
Well, why?
What do you mean why?
Just what I said. Why?
Well, if I go out of the stream, maybe just leave it running.
Yeah.
You can't log into yours. You're not. If I exit the room, are you still there? Hold on. Does it still work?
Yeah, but you're saying you're going to turn it off.
I'll just remove my screen.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. But if you turn it off, then we're not taping.
Yeah, I don't have to turn the recording off. I just want to mute it to where my kids come home from school. I don't want them to end up on the internet on accident, like walk behind the camera or whatever.
Yeah, well, just leave the room.
All right. Yeah. I just want to make sure you still can do everything if I just leave the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't turn it off.
All right.
Out the Southeast, Texas, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, and many other locations. Staff Zone has plenty of work for you, and they need you now. Don't wait. Go to www. The Staff Zone way.
Hello, this is Clyde the Glide Drexler from Houston, Texas, site of the 2004 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And I just want you to know that you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
All right, we are back. Final segment. Let's get back to Inside the Distance.
What's going on?
All right, so the question before Raul walked in, do you keep like a record? So do you know, were you over? Were you under? Did you break this? Where were you last week?
Yeah, so what that question refers to is just bet tracking, right? So you really shouldn't be talking about the bets that you hit unless they're tracked. I'm not to that point yet. I'm not to where I feel comfortable enough putting out every bet that I'm actually making, because that really is not my intent at the moment, is to give out my bets and then track my units and then say this is my profit, my ROI for the year and so on. Eventually, maybe that's the route we go. So typically if I was coming on here and saying I hit this and I hit this and I hit this and and keep going, people are going to be like, all right, at what point are you going to start showing that these bets are placed and actually putting it through a legitimate tracker? So yeah, my look on this right now is just to give some insight on some fights and add a little bit of context to each card. And then, I can casually talk about a couple that I hit and a couple that I missed. And then once we get to a point where maybe I want to start talking more about the actual bets I'm placing and the hit rate, I think that's when we would get to something like that.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Somebody reached out because I only posted one last week.
Yeah, of course. The
right.
one I lost.
Right. So I'm just trying to let other people know that, you hit some, you miss some, whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's the bookie down the street, the guy in New Jersey, if you know what I mean. It just so happens the one I post was King Green, who looked pretty good.
He looked great. I have nothing bad to say about King Green. It's funny because I was going to mention this bet, even though it's not tracked. So I had Zellhuber in parlays and all that. I was a confident pick. I felt good about it. I think a lot of people had question marks whether that last performance was a fluke or if he just maybe as the level of competition rose, he just isn't there yet, or he might not make it there. I don't know. That's the question marks we have. So when I started looking, I'm like, what do I have next for this fight? What do I have placed? I'm like, I had an inside the distance bet on Zellhuber, and then I had Zellhuber by a decision. And I'm like, I need to do something here. So right before the fight started, I put a little cash on King Green by knockout at plus 1,300. And of course, that's what hits. So I'm like, I can mention it, but I'm not going to go around on like my Twitter and say, you guys should have followed me. You should have followed me,
Right,
because it wasn't tracked. So, but it's still something you can talk about and say, hey, I saw what I had lined, and I felt differently when the fight was about to start, and that's the advantage of being able to place a last minute bet. So
let's start with who just left here, and I know that this is cut short because Raul
that's okay
came a couple seconds late.
Yeah.
Big fight for him.
Yeah.
Rob Font's no slouch, veteran, well established. Give me your thoughts on this. Is Raul finally stepping out a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly his. I think his toughest matchup on paper. I think it will prove to be that when it comes to fight night. I think he's ready. I think this is a good spot for Raul. Rob Font, again, it's one of those things. He comes out, he looks amazing. Other times he's a little slower starter. Things don't start rolling until the second or third round again. So if it's a stand-up fight, I think a lot of people are going to lean on Rob Font. I think they are almost counting out Raul if it is a stand-up fight, which, I mean, at the end of the day, he's Mexican and he can box. I think we've seen him box, and I think that's probably only improving from fight to fight. So I like Raul here personally. I think I look a lot at the age gap here. I mean, it's just a crazy age gap, and just the athletic ability of Raul. I think if he takes it to the mat, I think he has a really good opportunity to get a lot of control time, and he's a aggressive submission wrestler or submission grappler. So I see him in a really good spot here, and I think that if his cardio holds up and he keeps improving like we've seen from fight to fight, I think it's a great spot for him personally.
The other one that I want to mention real quick, we had Michael Johnson on earlier, taking on Drew Dober. I mean, this is and I said it to Michael Johnson, this is the fight everybody thinks is going to be performance fight, knockout, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think. This is what I look at as these are my favorite fights on the card. When we know neither fighter is probably going to drag this to the ground. It's going to be a stand-up fight. It's going to be two guys who are veterans. They're both about close to the same age. They've been in the UFC. They have good wins under their belt. They have some bad losses under the belt. So they've been there. They've done it, and they both have the power to make it a fun fight. I mean, one strike can change this whole fight. I think Dober tends to rely pretty heavy on his durability, whereas Michael Johnson kind of can move around the cage, and he likes to throw and move out, move around the cage, throw, move out kind of thing. So this is a fun matchup, and it's a matchup that when I even watch tape on it, I still don't have a great read on which way. It's almost like you just got to pick a side and stick to it. I think I'm leaning Michael Johnson. I think that the relying on your chin and your durability only gets you so far, and I think as you get to a certain point in your career, that unfortunately that defense mechanism starts to fail a little bit more as each year goes on. So I like Michael Johnson in this spot, but either way, I'm looking at a lot of props on this one. I'm looking at some knockout stuff, some unders, stuff like that. So it should be a really fun fight to watch, and a fun fight to lay some bets on too.
Now, I could be wrong, as I barely remember waking up, but I believe Gregory's nickname is RoboCop.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about him, because this dude's exciting to watch.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I said that I picked Melky Costa because of my Dalmatian, and my favorite show movies growing up was RoboCop. So I'm a little biased here too. I always have, if I find something I like about a fighter, it sticks with me, and I tend to root for him. I don't think he's ever been in a boring fight. This is a rematch. Some people might know that, some people might not. Bruno did it was almost like a jab. It was like a power jab kind of thing, and it laid out Rodriguez last time. And I think there's some question marks for whether Ferreira has his number kind of thing where, is it just a good stylistic matchup for Bruno and he's in there again and he can do it again? Or was it a fluke on the side of Gregory where he just got caught and we're going to see a different side of him today? They're both stringing together wins. They're both fighting good competition. They're both strikers. Rodriguez, we all know, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm not sure about Bruno, but we don't ever see it half the time. We see it occasionally for maybe just to get up or something like that. But as far as my read on this fight, I think I'm leaning the Rodriguez side. I like his overall skill set. I think that he's there to take this to revenge the loss that he had prior, and I think he's going to take care of business this weekend.
Another guest that we had on, saving obviously the main event for the last 3 minutes. So we got about another minute, 90 seconds before we got to get into the main event. Dante Johnson taking on Cody Brundage.
Yeah, Cody Brundage. I can't believe he's back so quickly. He was just fighting, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think this is a setup spot for Dante. I think the UFC likes this kid. I think it's his time. He's so calm and collective in there. He's an athlete in all degrees. I mean, he's just a great athlete around, and I see him getting the job done. I see it as a pretty quick fight. I just think I like Brundage as a fighter. I just think that the turnaround time's a little too quick, and we just, again, don't know what Brundage we're going to get. He shows those glimmers of just what we know he has in there, but sometimes the game plan gets thrown out the window when he's in the cage.
You are right at that. As I'm looking up, his last fight, Cody's, it was the 21st of January, and I would assume that it's when you lose by knockout to come back this quickly. It's one thing if you win by knockout, but to lose by knockout and be back at it 4 weeks later. You're right. But is it a setup the other way?
It could be. It could be. Like, this is where when people start to write off Brundage, it's when he comes out and does something crazy. It was impressive against Bo Nickel and a couple other fights where he could stand and bang. And I don't write anybody off completely. I just think that with all the data that we have right now, it's really leaning towards Dante Johnson, I think. So it should be a fun fight. I think it's going to be a quick one. I think it's going to get the people going. So I like it that it's on the card. I wonder a little bit about the decision to come in that quickly.
All right. About 90 seconds left. So let's get into the main event. Two legends. Matt called him a legend. I kind of hedged a little, but I think they both fall into that category. So give me your thoughts on Oliveira Holloway.
Yeah, I mean, two Hall of Famers. I think we can both agree there. We have the Charles Oliveira, who is the lightweight king of submissions, the most finishes in the UFC. We got Max Holloway, who is just he just doesn't stop, man. He's a nonstop cardio, nonstop. I think he has the highest striking accuracy and most punches landed. I mean, every stat you can think of from the striking aspect. Again, a rematch. I think they fought in like 2015. I think Holloway did take that one away, but I think it was an injury. I think there was something going on with that. I have to go back and watch a little more of it, but I'm leaning on the side of Max here. I think that I never want to count out Charles. Again, he's one of those guys that when you see him as a plus 200, plus 300, you're like, how can you not put money on Charles? Because he can fight back from anything and he can sink anything in. So, but I don't know. From my point of view here, I think Max is going to be able to just tally up some shots throughout the fight. I think his cardio is he's going to get better and better through each round. And I think he kind of breaks down Charles. But I think it's never a boring fight with these two. So it's definitely going to be a great headliner.
Good stuff. We are out of time. As always, Jared, thank you for your insight. Enjoy Cage Wars this weekend, and I'll talk to you when I get back to Tampa Bay.
Sounds good, Randy. Have fun. See you. Thank you.
That is Inside the Distance. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. So.